Welcome, welcome. You guys are tuned in to a new Tunnel Vision episode right now. I got my sister with me, Shelly.
Hey.
She's here, and we're here. We're here. We're gonna do the thing. We're gonna do the damn thing. We're gonna talk today about the season 4 of Bojack Horseman from Netflix. Give a little review, talk about what we think about it, what we like, what we didn't like, the surprises, all of those things, and I'm gonna let you guys know how we feel about it. Obviously, we want to know your thoughts, so you can definitely put those in the comments section. But we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna get right into it. You ready?
Yeah.
You ready? All right, now you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. So, what did you think from what we have seen from the show so far, based off of just the other 3 seasons? Like, what did you think about season 4 and like in general?
Well, I always liked Bojack, and I thought it was great. Bojack always has this consistency where, despite it being depressing, it's still a good show. Like, It's still funny, and like it's not corny, and they don't seem like they're doing like too much to, be too funny. Because sometimes if you're being too funny, it's just ridiculously corny.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, I like season 4 better than season 3 a little bit. Season 3 was a little bit too depressing for me.
What was season 3 exactly again? What was that arc? What was arc in 3? Arc was
him winning the Oscar.
That's right. The
whole Oscar thing, and then Sarah Lynn dying, and then...
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was last season.
Yeah, that one was just kind of...
a lot of stuff.
I mean, season 3 was great, too.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong. Yeah. It's just... Season 4 didn't make me want to, like, kill myself at the end of the season. Just like, Season 3 was just kind of like, oh, man, life is really not that great. I mean, but everybody knows that life's not that great, but season 3 maybe was like, all right, well, maybe it's not worth it. But, no, I'm just joking. But season 4 was just, I don't know, it had that glimmer of hope that season 2 had at the end, when, remember, he's running, and he was like, hey, guy, it gets better. He's like, it does? And then it goes off, like...
Yeah.
And then season 4 ends with, him having a sister.
Yeah.
I just hope that, Bojack doesn't fuck it up. But, I mean, it makes more sense for him to have a sister than to... I mean, I'm not surprised that Bojack wouldn't have a daughter. I mean, but then again, it made sense. I thought at the end of season 3 when she was, like, calling for Bojack, I was like, oh, they're going to do an arc where she's his long lost daughter, but I'd rather see him fuck up more so as a brother than a father, honestly, just because of the whole season 4 anyway, because of what we've seen the mother do, and all of that, like,
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I like season 4, and it did restore some hope for Bojack, and I do hope he does do that show in season 5 that. Princess Carolyn had for him. Yeah,
I think that I think it's one of the better seasons. It's one of the better seasons.
Yeah.
Season 1 is great.
What would you rate them from season?
Season 3 would probably be number 4.
Okay.
Season 2 was interesting.
Is that number 3 for you? That's season 2 number 3?
Yeah. I think for number 1, it's tied between 1 and 4. Like, okay. I think 1 was really good. I think 4 was really good. But a lot of what season 2 was interesting too. I got to go back and watch them all the way through. But 4 is.
So they go together well, though.
They go together well, and they meld together well. And I like the fact that they are making. I remember watching the first season. I remember like season 1 and season 2. Because I remember I caught on to watching season 1 right before season 2. I believe.
Okay.
I think so.
Maybe. Because the thing about it is, well, you asked me what I don't like.
Okay.
The thing is, I don't like how I didn't know that Bojack was coming out. Because I remember we were talking, and it was maybe like August 30th. And you're like, BoJack comes out in like 2 weeks. And of course that's great because at least I didn't have to wait for it because, you have to wait a year for stuff to come out. But
there was a lack of marketing.
There was no marketing for it. Just like the first season, the second season, like all of the seasons, there's no marketing for it. I remember the first season, they had commercials for it. But then after that, there really wasn't that many. You had to like Google it on your own. Like the fans had to Google it. It's just, but I mean, that just might be Netflix, and that just might be the way it is.
I think that's what Netflix
like Narcos, like
I think they do that. I think Narcos, certain shows they do it with. Like they don't even really give marketing to Orange is the New Black anymore, or shows like that. Like
I guess because I mean it might just be that they're so popular that they know the fans are gonna do it. But I do see like, well, I don't know.
I see Narcos commercials.
I don't know because I don't know. Is Orange is the New Black as great as it used to be?
Who?
Is Orange is the New Black as great as it used to be though?
I mean, I don't know. I don't
know either. I didn't watch.
I'm like
season
2 seasons
5.
behind.
Oh, well, I didn't watch season 5.
I watched 1, 2, and 3. I didn't even watch 4. I watched pieces of 4, and then I never watched 5.
I don't know.
I think that it didn't have any marketing. The only reason I knew that it was on was because I follow him on Instagram, the Bojack page, and I saw it September 8th or whatever it was.
Oh,
but going back to my overall thoughts about it, so we can get these out the way. I really thought it was good because what I liked about it was I remember when the show first came on, I thought that the characters were going to be flat. I thought the whole dichotomy of it was like Bojack was going to be complex and everybody else was going to be flatter.
Really?
Flatter than Bojack? Like not as deep. I didn't think it was going to get that deep. I think season 4 did a great job with the emotions of everybody.
I mean, overall, I always thought that they did a good job with the emotions of everybody. I feel like Mr. Peanut Butter has always been kind of flat. More so of a flat person.
But they did a lot with him
the rest. Yeah, season. They did. Like, I mean, like, Diane was like in-depth person. Todd was maybe a little bit flat, too, which is why Todd and Mr. Peanut Butter always, like, go good together because they're just ridiculous. Yeah. Like, but that's just because of their personalities.
Yeah.
Like, nothing really bothers them.
Yeah.
But with Diane and Mr. Peanut Butter and Princess Carolyn and all those people have, like, emotions where they get pissed off about something and they, like, express it. And then that's how you see what Todd got pissed off with Bojack. That's why he's not living with him anymore.
Yeah.
And that's how things, ended up. And then also with Mr. Peanut Butter, like, called out Bojack, remember?
Yeah.
And
in the game
celebrities.
Show. The game show
what do
episode.
They know? Yeah, let's find out. What do they know? Do they know things? Let's find out. That's what it's called. So, I mean, like, once... I feel like the development of the characters have been growing more so. Of course, Bojack is going to have more emotions than everybody because it's his show.
Yeah.
And then Diane was always just kind of like...
Yeah, I think that's...
an emotional person. Yeah. And Princess Carolyn, you always felt that, like, one day you were going to, like, find out more about her.
Yeah. I think this season did a lot to bring us up to speed with everybody, to really understand everybody.
Yeah.
And it did a good job, I think, this season. I mean, they've been playing a role in doing it, but I like...
And it also proves almost, like, that they could do, like, the show without Bojack being on there, like, all the time. Like, the first episode was a great episode, and Bojack wasn't even on there. Yeah. So, it was just great, because, sometimes, like... Some shows, they feel like the main character, you can't be on there. And this might be just because these are live action shows.
Uh-huh.
But, like, some people, just like on Family Guy, and people would be like, oh, it's a Meg episode. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like the Todd episode. Like, hooray, it's a Todd episode.
Yeah.
I think it's episode 3.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a great episode. I mean, Bojack was in it. But, I mean,
I think what they did with this season... with the whole everybody got an episode, because essentially his mother got an episode.
Yeah,
she got basically elements of few episodes, but her real episode is, I would say, the one towards at the end.
The 11th.
The 11th episode is like her episode. But I think that
Arrow.
They kind of did that, like they kind of almost better executed the concept of that each person gets an episode almost better than season 4 of Arrested did.
Yeah. But then, like I said, it's kind of hard doing it live action.
Yeah.
Like with live action, you have to have the people. You have to have the people there.
Yeah.
And that was the issue with Arrested Development, is that the people weren't there.
Yeah.
And you had people talking to green screens and shit.
Yeah.
Like, which is why I hope if they actually are filming season 5, it becomes more so like the cult classic 3 seasons of when they were all together and doing stuff. It's kind of hard when they're all like famous and shit, but it's easier to do it as cartoons. Like you're just drawing it.
Yeah, most of the time these people come in and do their animation on their own with the new modern cartoons. This is not like the old 90s when like everybody's in a room together.
Yeah, it's not a radio show.
Yeah. But I think
even though we do have to respect that people still do that. Like on Bob's Burgers, they do that.
Yeah.
Which probably makes why it's so funny.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like for BoJack, you don't really have to be sitting there talking to the person you're talking to.
The energy is there, and I think that they do. I think when they do get together, it's fun. I don't think that there's any. I think that they have a good synergy. Like they go together well. But I think season 4 was great to be a jumping off point to really get into like figuring out some other things, because it was like it got really deep. Like Princess Carolyn. Like, she was going through the relationship thing, which we kind of saw before. Mm-hmm. But, like, we saw the whole concept of, like, when she was talking about, like, she wanted to have kids and, like, all this stuff. And, like, it was very interesting to me to see those episodes where they were really going deep. And then, like, they were explaining things. And sometimes a lot of stuff that was being explained, like in the whole Ray Todd episode, when the guy's explaining he's the most giving person on the... Like, I was like, yeah, he kind of is. Like, I didn't...
Who?
Remember in the beginning of the Hooray Todd episode?
Oh, Hooray Todd. I think you said Ray Todd.
No,
I was like, what?
No, the Hooray Todd, and it was like, what? It was like, he was like, he's one of the most giving people on the planet. And then they showed him his everyday. Yeah. And he had been doing that.
Yeah.
He had been doing that in the show this whole time. But the pretense, like, when they set it up like that, and then they showed it, and they showed his day was and how he was moving through it.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, I hope it's one day he can't come and hit the triangle. And then he didn't at the end.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, he's starting to turn it to be for himself. And then you could tell when he had the conversation with Bojack, he was like, yo, for me, like, and he wasn't even really, he didn't really hate Bojack. He was just like, I've been doing well since I haven't talked to you. So I kind of need to, like, not talk to you right now until I get his shit together. But I think that overall, this kind of goes into the next thing. We kind of already into
it. Let's just go ahead and move over to the
character development. I think the character development was on point. I mean, what character did you like to understand the most and was happy to get to understand the most?
Well, I actually kind of wanted to figure out more about the mother, because I've always felt that the issue with Bojack had to stem from something. And I'm not saying that it's your parents' fault, because obviously you're in control of your life. If your life is horrible, you can do something about it. But I'm saying, like, the reason why she was such an asshole to him, I like how they explain it.
Yeah, because that shit was almost more fucked up than his shit was.
And it actually wasn't even her fault. It was her parents' fault.
Yeah.
Her dad, actually. It stemmed, like, from her dad. And I know they kind of... It was, like, funny when they kept on, like, making jokes about, like... He was like, well, I don't have the parenting skills for this, so I'm just going to leave. Like, it's funny, like, him doing... Like, them saying that. But then, like, like, when you think about it in a deep term, it's just like...
That shit is real.
Well, that's what she grew up to be. She grew up to be this person that just didn't have the skills to be a parent.
And her other parent, which was giving her emotions, literally became a fucking Frankenstein monster and a whole nother
person. And couldn't remember anything. And that's exactly what happened to her, too. She can't really remember that much.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's kind of sad. I mean, it's not kind of sad. It's depressing. But, I mean, the funny overtones of it made it entertaining to watch. And it makes more sense of why Bojack is the way he is.
Yeah.
And it's kind of sad that what happened to her.
Uh-huh.
Like, the mom. But the mom, I mean, the mom is sinister in herself anyway. And I like how, like, it didn't just make her be all frail and, like... Because that's not... I don't think that that's reality. Like, as far as, like, just because you're frail and, like, you can't... You know... You play, like, you're vulnerable and... You act like that. But then at the same time, she was, like... poisoning Hollyhock and not poisoning her, but giving her like the skinny pills and like she knew who Bojack was low key, but she just kept on calling her. What was it, Henrietta?
Yeah, I think
And, you know, she was still sinister.
Before you get off the mom.
Yeah.
It was like, I thought it was interesting, like, when we were seeing the story of her mom, is Bojack conscious of that shit? Because it was like, I was like realizing that.
What do you mean of what happened to
like
her?
when he was in the house in episode 2, and then it would cut to like all the other stuff. Does he even know that shit?
I don't think he knows some of it. I think he knows that like that was a summer house and like he had a Uncle Cracker Jack and like I think he knows like the general stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't think he knew like the psychological stuff. I don't know if he even knows about his grandmother being like what was it? What was she?
She had lobotomy.
Lobotomy? Yeah. I don't think he knows about. I don't know. It doesn't seem like he knew about it.
Yeah, I didn't think so either because I think that might change the way Bojack would have thought a little bit, maybe a little bit.
Maybe. But at the end, I mean, he still didn't, like, leave her just high and dry.
No, he didn't.
He convinced her that she was in a place that she was safe.
Yeah.
Which is not, which is almost, a turnaround for Bojack. Because it was funny. I thought it was funny how he was, like, telling Hollyhock all the stuff she was going to do. And it made it seem like he was sweet. And then all of a sudden he was like, and I'm going to tell her, fuck her. And, all that stuff. Like, his whole goal was to just be like, fuck you. Like, you've been a horrible mom to me.
Yeah.
Which is funny. But then at the end, I mean, I think that the mom might be a bigger character in season 5, too. Or she might be the same amount of character. Or she might just die in season 5.
I can imagine her dying.
And him just coming to the realization that she's gone now. And he's almost, like, free to do whatever. Because at the end of the day, he still tried to impress her. You see I think it's season 2 or season 3 when he brought her to the show and she was just like, whatever. Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's just, they both have, like, they're both, like, the same person. It's, like, stubbornness. Like, she said she didn't like the show, but in reality, she thought it was entertaining. And he was just like, fuck her. But at the end of the day, he still wants to prove to her that he's, like, worth something. Yeah. So that's why I think that's why I think she was such a big character in the 4th season, to show the parallel between how much they are the same. Yeah. Because it's hard being around the same person. Because, I mean, you see it to other people, like, you see people with the same personalities don't like each other. And it's just like, well, y'all act the same. Like, y'all should like each other, but in reality, that's just not how it works. Yeah. So,
no, she killed they killed with the story with her. I like that. The other character I think that I liked the most to see the most development was Mr. Peanut Butter. Mm-hmm. Because he was basically like the whole him fighting to get in office. I think he's still trying to prove his relevance. Like, he's a very happy-go-lucky guy. He got his show on the whim, and they showed him how he got his show on the whim. Like, they showed that whole episode at the beginning of the episode, and he was like,
the first episode.
First episode, and it was like the whole first episode. And I like that they did that, and they changed the theme for him and shit at the end. But I really liked his character development because I think he feels like he is valuable to the world. Like, but I think he gets played down a lot. And I think Bojack was playing him down, and that was like the joke. But then when you kind of start seeing it over and over again, I think
that's what made him a flat character. Because he was just always giddy and happy.
And then they showed it that he was like, they starting to like put depth into him, and like now he's like I can see he's like really like genuinely a good person. Because you kind of thought like when the show first came on, and they showed him like that, like because all we had was Bojack's perspective, and we're rooting for Bojack. Mm-hmm. We're like, this nigga's an asshole, but he's not really like But he wasn't like a bad person.
Who, Mr. Peanut Butter?
Yeah, he's just weird. Like, he was just like, he's just annoying. Like,
I don't know. I never thought he was an asshole. I just thought that he was just too happy. Like, he just lives too good of a life. Like, he was like the parallel of Bojack. Like,
he was like the complete.
Bojack was just like, this is reality. This is what it is, and it sucks. And Mr. Peanut was just like, well, this is reality, and we just gotta accept it and flower and roses, and that's fine.
Because he's always like, it's funny because I see what you're saying with the whole concept of Diane. Mm-hmm. Diane is much like Bojack.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing when they showed in the first episode, she needed somebody to be checking reality. That's why every time something that seemed outrageous was happening, she would call him.
She would call him, yeah.
Yeah, it was basically like, yo, I need to like feel like I'm not crazy.
But at the end of the day, I think that's why she married Mr. Peanut Butter in the first place. Because at the end of the day, if she was married to Bojack,
or if they
would just be doing the same thing they did in episode 7, getting drunk all the time and just talking about, oh, life sucks, whatever. So I think that's why she's married to Mr. Peanut Butter, because he gives her like the hope.
Yeah.
Even though sometimes he says things that are ridiculous.
Yeah.
And she's just like, whatever, I'm gonna call Bojack and talk about it.
Yeah. So I think that I loved his sense of like wanting to be.
Do you think they might be heading to divorce though? They were arguing a lot.
They argued a lot last season too, though.
I know, but I don't know. It seems like it was more this time. I think
inevitably. I don't know, because I feel like they could inevitably have it where she just like, well, they're not together anymore, or they get to the point where like this is just the balance. Because but it does seem like she's less and less happy, and he's doing more and more to try to keep her happy. Because he was like. When she said the dream room and he did the dream room, and he was like, can't you see I'm trying to do everything? Like, so I don't know. They might be heading towards some type of separation or something. But I think that they balance each other out in a certain level where, like, it's just an opposites attract type of relationship. Mm-hmm. But I think for that character development that we wanted to see this season, it took a lot of confrontation for them to grow as the people towards the end.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
I think the character development of Mr. Peanut Butter, also what you were saying, him trying to prove his relevance, I think that stems from not only his show, but the presence of his ex-wives, two of them, Jessica Biel, and then I don't remember the other lady's name. His
manager,
the one that's like not real, because Jessica Biel is real. But
Jessica Biel
is real. Yeah, yes, Jessica Biel's real. Which is something that they would say on fucking Bojack, didn't they?
Yeah, that's like she gonna run right.
Yeah.
That's what they should do. Should I ever say that shit? Jessica Biel is real.
Yeah.
If I hear that shit, I know y'all niggas listening.
But yeah. I think she's married to Justin Timberlake in real life.
Yeah, she's real.
Yeah.
He's real too.
Yeah, he's real. But they didn't mention him. They mentioned him in the 3rd season.
Yeah.
And kind of insinuated that she was like cheating on him with Mr. Peanut Butter.
Oh yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I was reading that wrong. But yeah, I think him trying to prove to that, like Mr. Peanut Butter trying to prove to his ex-wives too that he was worth
he was worth it. He was a good guy.
He is a good guy, but more so that he was worth their time or whatever. Yeah, I think that those are the two to me. What do you see in the future for Hollyhock?
The sister, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
How did you feel about that twist?
I thought it was interesting. I thought that when they got to that point, he was like, we're going through everybody in this book, and he couldn't find her. Mm-hmm. I was like, something else has to be awry. Like, something else. Yeah. Because it was a certain point where I thought she was just bullshitting him.
Oh, really?
At the beginning. But then when Todd was like, it's a match, immediately I was like, okay, no.
Yeah.
But it was very interesting. I think they're setting up for her mother to die just for Hollyhock. Because that way, he'd be like, you're the only one I have left.
I know. Are we going to meet Hollyhock's mom?
I don't know.
Henrietta?
Is Henrietta dynamic enough to even see her?
I don't know, because her face was covered.
And did they ever show her real face?
I don't remember.
I don't think they did. Did they ever...
Does that mean she doesn't matter, though?
I don't know if it doesn't mean she doesn't... I don't think it does.
She doesn't matter to Bojack.
She doesn't matter to Bojack.
She matters to Hollyhock.
And how deep is Holly... Who played Hollyhock?
I don't know.
Was Hollyhock a famous person? Because that barometer of who she is, like who the actor is, really tells us if she's going to show up again. Because you be trying to figure out, is she like I just know I'm not going to see Bojack.
Was Jessica Biel played by Jessica Biel?
Yes.
Oh, that's hilarious. I wonder
Jessica Biel was Jessica Biel.
How they approached her. Because they kind of played her life a little bit.
Jessica Biel was Jessica Biel, and then Bojack's grandfather was Matthew Broderick.
Grandfather? Oh, the one that came on saying
that's stupid shit. Yeah. So I know we're not going to see him often. So, I don't know.
How do you know? Jessica Biel was on there twice, last season and this season.
I don't know. He might be on there. He was on a few episodes, but Hollyhock, I think, is a character that deserves to be a part of the actual show. But when they had her go away, I don't know if they're just gonna have him have her be something that he has to think about in the back of his mind.
Yeah.
Or is she gonna be there every time? I don't know. But I liked Hollyhock as a character. She was a good character.
Yeah, I think in the future, like if they do a story like with Bojack and Hollyhock, I think Hollyhock might keep Bojack on the right path because he has this new show coming up, and he seems like he's gonna do it, and it might not be the same. He might not make the same mistakes as he did the Secretariat movie.
Yeah.
So I think maybe Bojack might just do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, what's your favorite? I know we had a few, but what's your favorite episode from this season?
Well,
Steve Harvey will.
I don't know what my favorite episode is, but I have 3 favorites.
Okay.
Time's Arrow, which is episode 11, the one we talked about explaining the mom.
That's one of my favorites too.
Ruthie, I believe is pronounced. Episode 9, the depressing one about Princess Carolyn.
Yeah.
At the end, the lady, like the girl in the future, just wasn't even real.
Yeah, that was a good episode though.
Yeah, that was a good episode. And then Underground, episode 7.
Okay.
When they're underground.
Underground was interesting. That's a notable one. I wasn't even thinking about Underground.
Yeah.
My favorite episode though is episode 2.
Episode 2, and which one was that?
That's the one parallels of him building the house.
Oh, right.
And the parallels of the mother living in the house, living in the summer house, and going through that. I think that episode really set the tone for the season a lot. I love the whole. I was talking to a friend about this. The way you would see one thing happening in one room.
That's who played him. Oh, but anyway, that's who played Hollyhock. By the way, Aparna.
Okay, she's on Nothing.
Cheeria.
She's on Master of None, and
yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay. Well, now we know.
So she's on like Netflix.
Oh, she'll be
will be back. Yeah.
So, episode 2 was great. I love the whole paralleling, him in the house. I thought it was really deep. He built the house all the way back up and then destroyed that shit at the end.
Yeah.
And then I love the way they visually put it together, with like a lot of the parallel scenes. Mm-hmm. That really made me think of like how shit be on Broadway. You know, they do that shit on Broadway and shit. Like, you see that in plays and like in productions.
Yeah.
And that's really smart. Like visually, I thought that was one of the best episodes I've ever seen from BoJack.
Yeah. It ties into like visually that episode in season 3 when he's underwater and it's like mostly silent.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. It seems like they're just exploring different things.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that makes this show really creative is that they don't like visually and like they get very deep, but they don't just get deep in saying something. Like for example, like you know how like it's a few shows that get deep and they'll just like get deep in dialogue, and then that'll be it. Like that's to be the deepness of it. It's just like the audio.
Sometimes they just get deep and then it just like goes away.
Yeah. Just
like in the Ruthie episode. I think it's Ruthie, right?
Yeah.
The Ruthie episode when she like, you know, you think that at the end you thinking like when the episode first comes on, you thinking like, oh well, she might find out she's pregnant, like because it's just like, oh, this is like one of her worst days, but then it all ends up okay, thinking that it's gonna be okay because she ends up pregnant because.
That's the great
granddaughter or whatever, and you're thinking, oh well, this one's gonna stay because I think she's had like a couple of miscarriages. And then at the end, she's talking to Bojack, and she's just like, and Bojack's like, well, it's not real. She's like, yeah, well, you know, it makes me feel better. And then the shit just goes off, and I'm like, what the fuck? And you know, when I first saw it, I was like, oh shit, they're bringing this depressing stuff again. But then I was like,
which episode number was that too?
It was 9.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but then I was like. Well, that's what it is because people think about that like, one day, people always think about that. Well, one day I'm going to do this and this and this. And it's just like, you really don't know one day if you're going to do that or not.
Yeah.
Which, when you think about it, it is depressing. But at the end, it still gives you hope.
Yeah.
So it's like the...
Yeah, because she was saying that was her beacon of hope, was almost imagining it. But I just like the way that they explain the stories. Like that one. The way they showed her in the futuristic thing.
Yeah.
And then the whole, like...
Did you catch that Big Bang Theory poster? It was like Big Pig. It was like Pig Bang Theory or something like that.
I gotta check again.
And it was like a pig that looked like Sheldon.
Now I gotta look at... Well, I gotta look at it again because I gotta.
That's what I also like about BoJack.
The hidden visuals.
Yeah, the hidden visuals. Like that's funny.
But I think that
the way the doctor like, have you hugged your pharmacist today?
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah. That shit's funny. But I was gonna say, I just love the way that they take it and they always can present a parallels or tell the story differently. It's not one formula. There's multiple formulas.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate it. I think it's just a really creative show. Yeah. I haven't heard anything about the green lighting of season 5 yet.
I think it hasn't been renewed yet. I mean, it took a while for season 4 to be renewed, I think.
Yeah, 3 was renewed like that day.
Like that day, yeah.
4 took a minute.
5 might, I mean, I feel like I'll give it to the end of the month, maybe.
Or maybe so you don't think it's not coming back?
No, I'm talking about I give it to the end of the month to be renewed.
Oh, so
yeah.
So you think if it doesn't get renewed, it's not? Or you think that you know, like there's no question that season 5 is coming.
No, I'm saying I think I'll give it to the end of the month for them to announce that it's been renewed.
Oh, okay.
But if they don't, then I'm pretty sure it still will be renewed. I'll just be wrong about my guess.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I think it'll be renewed. Yeah. But they just might need some time because I feel like it's still difficult making a cartoon today, right? The process of it.
Yeah. And so, if he's going, and if he's knee deep in Arrested,
that's
and
true.
Jason Bateman is knee deep in the other thing,
right?
The other show,
Ozark. I need to watch Ozark.
I wanted to watch it too. Yeah. They said he really shows depth because I've always seen him as some kind of comedic character. But
have you never seen Juno?
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh, okay.
But what do you want to see in season 5? Go ahead and wrap this motherfucker up and.
I want to see the relationship between Bojack and Hollyhock as sister and brother, more so than father and daughter.
Yeah.
Which it might change slightly. But I feel like he was always more so like a older brother anyway.
Yeah. Because that's what they were making known at the beginning.
I don't think he can be a father.
They was making it known when they first showed her. She was like, I hope I don't be out here by myself. And he was like, yeah, take care of yourself. He didn't even think.
Yeah. Like, I mean, he did get a little bit upset about the whole, like, her dating the intern guy and all that stuff. But that's more so of what a
brother thing. It became a brother thing.
More so than... But, yeah, I want to see the relationship between Hollyhock and him, and I want to see a little bit... I kind of want to see an explanation. I want to see, or maybe a confrontation between Hollyhock and her mother, her stepmother, technically.
Yeah.
Bojack's mom. Like, because does she know that it was her that did it? Like, does Hollyhock know that she got drugged by Bojack's mom?
Yeah, remember because Bojack,
so she knows the whole story.
Bojack tells the fathers, and then the fathers tell her.
Okay, well, yeah, I kind of want to see a conversation or a confrontation between them two, just to see like how that would go down. I do want to see more from Diane and Mr. Peanut Butter and see where they go.
Uh-huh.
Of course, I want to see Todd, because Todd is ridiculous. But Todd is now a mogul, like a fashion mogul now. Yeah. Everybody's dressing like Todd.
That shit was funny. The detail of showing that, when they kept on showing it.
Yeah.
I was like, this is good. Like, the show's detail, man.
Yeah, and then we could do a whole show. Everybody was like just like him. And then there was like a billboard with like Justin Bieber, and he was dressed like Todd.
Yeah, it was really funny. Because actually, that's how Justin Bieber used to dress.
He did used to dress like that. Yeah, it's funny.
But it's really funny. The detail, we could do a show about the detail of the show.
Yeah.
The whole thing. But I really want to see Bojack do this show.
Yeah, I want to see him do it. Successfully.
Yeah, and I want to see like the whole like.
It feels like it is almost. I feel like season 5 could almost be their last season, but I don't want it to be, obviously.
Yeah.
Because the way shows, quote unquote, traditionally work is like him doing all of that, and then 5, he finally gets like the applause at the end. But I mean, obviously that's not what I want to see. But I don't want to see another, season 2 where
he just
fucks up.
No, I don't think that either. And I don't want to see season 5 where it starts and it's a wrap and he does it completely. And we're like, what the fuck? I want to see it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Oh yeah, I want to see it too.
I just want to see if it is the last season, which I was hoping is not.
Or maybe they'll. Because they always do, the parallels between then and now. Maybe they'll do the parallels of a TV show now versus in the 90s.
So basically, he'll learn the difference between how it is to do television now and then. That'd be great.
Something like that, yeah. Something like that.
That could extend it for at least a couple more seasons.
Yeah, because it's different. Because you know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
There's no live audience and shit. So he'll be he'll be in the set where he's having it. He'll be the way it was in the movie. When he's doing the movie, they're you got to learn how to challenge shit. Ain't nobody clapping for you when you come out.
Exactly. That's why the whole reboot of it being the other guy that wouldn't have worked anyway. I'm glad they didn't do that.
Yeah.
But
I like it. I think that it's all going towards. I think season 5 is all going towards the relationships between all of them again. Yeah. Because it was a lot of self-contained things.
Do you think Princess Carolyn will adopt a child?
I think she should.
Honestly, I thought that when Diane was pregnant, I thought that she was just going to give it to Princess Carolyn. But that was just a quick thought. But obviously that's not what happened. Yeah. So, but I don't know.
But yeah, I think that season 5 will be good. I think, to me, I'm starting to realize this with Netflix. Is I don't want them to rush it. If they tell me this shit comes out January 19, I'd rather hear that and it's good than for them to be we got to rush this shit. Because they're obviously going to have to take a break. Because Ozark is a show, right? Ozark is a show.
Yeah, but what does Ozark have to do with Bojack?
I'm just saying Ozark is a show. Bojack is a show. Arrested Development is a show.
Right.
Something's going to have to give. One of those 3 are going to have to give. And Will Arnett's on the other show on Netflix that he has as live action.
Flaked?
Yeah. So it's
Is that still going on?
They just dropped another season. I don't know if it's going to come back on again.
Oh, okay.
But I think that I don't know if it's going to come on again, but I think
they're probably going to push back Bojack just because everything else is live action, so they actually physically have to be there. And Bojack is a cartoon, and they probably need more time to think. Yeah. So Bojack will probably be the one that comes in last, which is fine because you just watch all 4 of them again.
Now, which is great. I got enough time to watch them all now completely.
And get it through your thick head. What it is and get all the jokes out. The ones that we probably still have missed.
Yeah, that's why I want to go back and get it. Because I see people write articles on that show. I'm like, this shit really is y'all job because I don't have the time.
Yeah, it's crazy. But there was this one that said that there was this one hidden one that they said in the first episode, which I caught. But I saw
the article, but I didn't see it. Can you tell me what it was?
Apparently people didn't catch it, but I caught it immediately. With Bojack, when Mr. Peanut was walking on the stage, some producer was talking to another guy, and he was like, so this show is the one with the horse, but it's not with a horse. Basically saying that Mr. Peanut Butter show was a ripoff.
Oh, I heard that.
Yeah.
That was the article?
Yeah, apparently.
I heard that. I heard that.
I'm just I heard that shit immediately.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I heard that.
Because you could tell it was a knockoff. Those shows that
you get
back in the 90s,
you just get a whole new show.
You get a whole new show.
You get the Webster and you get different strokes. It's it's the
right. Or you get Friends, which is a living single.
Yeah, it's we want a show where we're gonna get some white person to adopt a black kid that somehow 30 years from now is still gonna look like the same fucking person. They didn't even get the person who played Webster is not even fucking he's not even he didn't even grow up. He has the same shit.
Wait, is he dead? Isn't he dead?
No, Gary Coleman's dead.
Oh.
But the guy who played Webster, they have the same shit. It was y'all did that on purpose. Y'all didn't even
I know.
That shit is kind of fun.
It's
funny as shit.
Really though? But yeah, that's funny. Those shows.
Those shows from the 90s.
Those shows are hilarious. But it's just Full House and Family Matters. But those are the same.
And
Company. So of course it's gonna be the same shit. They're Full House.
And then Step by Step.
Yeah,
all that shit's the same shit.
Right.
This nigga made 4 fucking same shows.
Yeah, they're let's just do the same thing, call it something different. Well, let's do it this time with the black people.
Black people. Ooh. And then they just...
And then they're well, let's do it again with white people.
Again.
Ooh. That one won't be as successful. But it's okay.
That's all that shit is. But I think it's going to be interesting. Yeah. But you guys like this video. If you liked it,
And what's your favorite episode?
And if you haven't watched it, watch it and then tell us. But
yeah, BoJack is worth it. They don't really advertise it as much.
If you have Netflix,
really don't know who watches BoJack. It's kind of just a surprise when people like
say they watch it. Yeah, it's a cult.
Like suck a dick dumb shit. They're like, oh shit, you watch BoJack? Like, yeah. You guys need to get on that shit and watch it. Yeah. But rest in peace, Sarah Lynn.
What? Sarah Lynn?
Yeah.
All right, whatever. All right, yeah. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and we got some more of these coming, and
we have to do our hypotheticals.
We haven't done that. We setting that
Sorry,
up.
guys.
Yes, but we got y'all. We got y'all.
And Arrow and Flash and Supergirl and all that's coming out too.
All that bullshit, yeah. We're gonna talk about all that shit. But no, we will talk to you guys soon. Peace.